everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and today I'm going to be doing a Hobonichi unboxing. I am super excited about doing this unboxing and just getting this box. I've used Hobonichi products for 2 years now, so next year will be my 3rd year, and this is the first time that I've actually purchased directly from the website. When I first found out about Hobonichi, I was really unsure if I wanted to, one, invest that money into a product where the paper was really thin, and I had heard good things about it, but I wasn't sure. So I went ahead and purchased on Amazon, and I know some people have had some decent results with Amazon, and some people have had very bad experiences with Amazon, where even though it's coming from Hobonichi, the Amazon warehouse switches the sizes or mixes up the sizes, and people have gotten A6 when they wanted A5 or vice versa. I didn't have that experience. I had no issues. I got the A5, the cousin size, and I really, really liked it. I also purchased a cover and cover on cover for the cousin from a buy sale trade group on Facebook, a Hobonichi group, and that's how my 2017 went. For 2018, I purchased off of Jet Pens because I was still a little bit hesitant about using the Hobonichi website, and I decided that I only wanted the weeks and I only wanted the English version of the planner in the A6 form. So I was thinking Jet Pens has both of them and plus free shipping, and even though the price is a little bit more expensive than on the Japanese website, it kind of evened out. So I went ahead with Jet Pens. Now, for this year, I had enough items that I decided that to purchase off of the Hobonichi website directly, the cost for shipping would about even out compared to if I had purchased it off of Jet Pens, because they do raise their prices a little bit to account for shipping. But some of the items I know are either one, more popular and sell out really quickly on Jet Pens, or two, they're not as popular, and so I wasn't sure if I was actually going to see it in stock on Jet Pens at all, or other non-Hobonichi websites. So I thought it'd be easier to just get it off the website. In addition, I also wanted the orange box because it's the 20th anniversary, and there's something about the experience of opening up items from Hobonichi that I've always just really enjoyed watching the videos of people doing it, and I wanted to experience it myself. So here we go. I have the box. Here it is. It's kind of small, but when I think about it, I do not have any covers, which are always laid out flat, and those usually result in bigger boxes. I also do not have any A5 items. I only have the A6 planner and a weeks planner, and then some weeks accessories. So it's a smaller box, but I actually like that better because yes, I'm probably going to keep the box at least for a little bit, and I like that it's smaller. For me, I feel like this will actually be a little bit more useful for repurposing it, whereas a bigger box, it's a little bit too big and awkward, but I like this size. So here's the orange, and that's what it looks like. And the back's just, box. So it does open up, and then on the inside there's a quote, and the quote's in Japanese, and then there's an English translation, so I'll just quickly read it for you. It says, "Don't ever lose hope. It's far too important. You know how a pinch of salt changes the whole flavor of a dish? Your hope is that salt." And it's from Safety Matches Fireplace, or Fireplace Chat. So that's what it looks like. And then this opens up, and you have these two flaps that open up, and here are the items. Okay, so I decided I'm going to quickly show you what the items are, and then I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see a top-down view of these items, and I'll go into a little bit more depth on what they look like, because especially with the week's cover, I thought it'd be nice to actually show you up close. And I'll take the items out of their packages when I flip the camera around. So the first thing I got is that's on the top of my box is the Weeks Pencilboard, and this I believe is the newest version with the blue and the yellow. I'm super out of breath because I'm super excited about this. Alright, Weeks Pencilboard for 2019 in the blue and the yellow. The next thing that's in here is the Hobonichi Weeks that I got, and if you watched my Hobonichi wish list or wish video, which I'll leave a link to the cards, so in the cards somewhere up here, I had mentioned that I really was interested in getting this Weeks because I love board games. Right, I love board games, and I thought that this was a great way of showing my personality in my planner, and it's really unique. Like, honestly, I can't say I know very many people from the Hobonichi Facebook groups or Instagram or anybody actually who's gotten this book. So for me, I feel like this is really unique, and I'm super excited. The Weeks does come with the Uniball Jetstream pen, so I have that as part of it as well. I decided to get the yellow stencil that's designed a little bit more for the Weeks because it's longer and thinner. There's a few stencils in it that I want, specifically the star stencils, and then it has the circle, triangle, and square little stencils at the very top here, which I'll show you when I do the flip of the camera. And I thought that that would just make my bullet journaling or checklists in my planner a little bit neater looking. The next thing I got is the Hobonichi notebooks, and this is in the Weeks size. There's a set of 3, and I believe these are in the Tomoe River paper. They're in the Tomoe River paper, so that way they match the Hobonichi. I'll open those up for sure, and we'll take a closer look at those. All right, and then the last thing that I got is the Hobonichi Techo planner, and this is the special edition with the Steiff bear on it. I thought that, well, I really wanted to get the English version again this year because I wanted to stick with the A6 size for one more year, and then I'm thinking for 2020 I might go back to the cousin because I do like having the extra space, but because this year or in 2019 I'll be using the Erin Condren, I felt like using the cousin would be a little bit of overkill because I'd have a lot of wasted space with the weekly pages in the cousin. So I'm going to use the A6 version for next year, and I wanted to get the English version because I like the cover that's on here. I like the black cover. It looks a little bit more finished, a little bit more polished. I don't have to have a cover on it, and then at the end of the year when I take it out of the leather cover that I use to protect it and that I use when I carry this around, it still looks nice. Whereas while I like the Japanese version of the planner, I feel like the kind of cream color cover looks a little unfinished to me. So I just really like this one. And then I decided to go ahead, and since this was probably the last year I'm going to use the A6, to go ahead and get the one with the little bear design. And then with that, because each Techo comes with the little extra goodies, if you order from the website, I got the pen and then the little, was it the Scary Bear paperweight or whatever you call it, the one with its, my husband said that this bear is terrifying and because of the teeth. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around now and take everything out of the packaging, and we'll take a look at it up close. All right, I'm going to show you each of the items, and I'm going to start with the accessories. So here is the stencil. It's the Hobonichi stencil. Let me go ahead and just see if I can put this on a background. As you can see, it is a little bit translucent, so you can definitely see the lines of the paper underneath. Here's an example. You can definitely still see the lines on the paper. And I've gone ahead and traced out what each of the stencils are. So on the far left hand side here you have that really long line, and then the square, circle, triangle at the top. This is a continuation of what's down at the bottom. I just didn't space it out correctly. The numbers are on the far right here, and then here you have the stuff in the middle. So that's what these stencils look like. And the pen that I used is the actual like Hobonichi pencil that came with the planners. So this is the Uniball, I think it's a Jetstream pen. It just says Hobonichi Techo 2019 on it. I really actually like this color combination. I know some people really like the bright colors, but I like this muted white and like baby blush pink of the pen. It is a 3-colored pen, so it has black, blue, and red ink. And if you unscrew the pen, you can actually pull the inks out and replace them. So you can still keep the pen body. So like I said, here is what the stencils look like. One thing I noticed is that for this paper clip, when you move it around, the inner part of the paper clip where the plastic is really thin, it kind of shifts around. So I would be careful using the paper clip. I think that would be a very useful icon for me, but I'd be a little bit concerned that this middle section of plastic right here would could break. So I just would want to be a little bit more delicate with it. So super excited to play around with the stencil in my weeks right now, and then also for next year. The next thing I got is the board, and so here's the back of the paper backing. And basically this is Hobonichi Weeks size, and here is what the board looks like. So it's plain blue on the back. It does have what looks to be kind of like a ruler setup, I think in centimeters, and then here you have grid lines along with the kind of what looks like hash marks for a ruler as well. You have darker lines here, here, and here. It looks like this could be useful if you were to have the planner out and wanted to divide the planner into 3 sections. This might be like, this would be a good way to kind of section your book out. So I might try playing around with that. Actually, that would be 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th top section. I will show you how this looks in the weeks in just a moment when I show you the weeks. I'm going to go ahead and put that to the side. The last accessories that I got are these notebooks. So you can see that the notebooks are actually a little bit thinner than the pencil board. So they are meant to go inside the weeks to complement the weeks if you need extra notebook note pages. So they are the same kind of cream color as the weeks, and I believe the grid lines are the same as well. One thing, I thought it was perforated where you could pull them out. It's not. It is sewn bound. So if I pull out this first page, then I'll also be pulling out the last page. But that's okay because I plan to use this as tip-ins into my Hobonichi weeks, and so I don't mind if I'm tearing or neatly cutting out a page, and then I can just use the back page and kind of pull from the side. Basically, I don't plan to keep this together in a notebook. I plan to take these pages out individually as I need them and tape them into the Hobonichi weeks if I need extra notebook space. So there are 3 notebooks, these different colors. You have red, this kind of light aqua color, and then a brown color. So very nice. So here's the Hobonichi weeks. Each of the weeks and I think all of the Japanese planners do come with this cute little comic. So I really like that. I know some people have used this to kind of cut out some of these characters and paste them into their Hobonichis. I might do the same thing and put it into my A6 Techo. But that's really cute. And now here's the planner. So in the planner, ooh, I don't remember this being laminated. This is the Japanese railway map, and it's really nice. Like, it's the shiny, like, laminated or plastic coated paper, and it's really durable. So I know that, you know, if you spill water on it, it'll brush right off. You know, it's water resistant, and it just has like all of the railway stations. It might be multiple cities in different parts of Japan. Anyway, obviously I can't really use this, but if you are in Japan and you purchase this, I can see would be very, very handy if you didn't have an app on your phone. I wonder now if this is as useful if you have an app. Like, I feel like that would be more convenient than using this map, but it's still kind of neat to look at. All right, we also got this card. This looks like just a telling you a little bit probably about the cover artwork design. And this is based off of the I Spy or Can You See What I See books. And so this is called Games Galore, and so it has the, looks like the Japanese with the English translation. So I'll just give you a moment to read that. And then with every week you get this little plastic pocket. So you can put the pocket anywhere. In the past, I've put the pocket here. It's not really useful for a whole lot of heavy items, but if you use, let's say, stickers, and you have one sheet that you're going to use over and over again that's narrow enough, you could place it here. I could see how if you are using this pocket railway map, that this would be useful to carry the map. Or if you have a business card or a card that's always going to stay back here, you could place it here. I'm actually probably not going to use the pocket this time. So here is the actual weeks. I got the Games Galore, and here's what the cover looks like. It has a shiny glossy cover on it. It is cardboard and it is hard, which I like the hard covers. I can totally see how this would not hold up very well if you are throwing it in your bag or your purse every day. I can definitely see how the edges might wear on it. I think this suggests that you do not use a cover on cover because it might react or kind of interact badly with the plastic cover, but I think it needs some sort of cover. I don't know. I just feel like the edges could start to really bend and misshapen, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I really like the design that we have going on here. You just have all these different types of cards and dominoes and chess pieces, jacks, like a memory card game, checkers. I just really love that. And then I believe the layout should be completely the same. So the current year's calendar, 2019, last year's calendar, which is this year, and then the future year's calendar. You have your yearly at a glance calendar, and then you have your monthlies. Your monthly starts December 2018 and goes all the way to January, February, March 2020. Then you get into your weeks. Your weeks actually start in November, so November 26th. So basically, you have the full month of December in your weeks that you can use. Horizontal layout, all the dated information is on the side. The left side, the right side has just the regular grid. And you do have the little indicators on the right side that tell you what month it is for quick and easy flipping through. So then you just have the weeks that go all the way through to the end of December. It actually goes December 31st to January 5th is the last day, because that's the last full complete week. Then you go and you have a very short page of abbreviations, which I don't really know if that's necessary, but they've had it in each of their weeks for a really long time, I think. At least the 2 years that I've used the weeks, they've had this. And then you have your note pages. There's this single like index or table of contents page that I find is really not very useful, but everything else is just a plain grid notebook paper, and they are numbered at the bottom. So if you're counting individual single-sided pages, there are 69 pages in this booklet. It looks like here you have some ways to do like really easy measurements, like deciding like, you know, the width of my hand from finger to finger is 10 centimeters. And if you don't have any sort of ruler, then you could use that and say 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters. So it looks like they have that for you. Maybe some information, like a horoscope type thing. I don't know what this information is. I'm sure that there will be someone who can translate this. Looks like some information on maybe traditional foods. So there are a few pages in Japanese that I will not be able to use as a non-Japanese speaker. However, when I look, even this page here I think is a little bit useful because you can tell what it's asking. It says, you know, how many centimeters is from your pointer to your index, and then you can actually write that in so you can remember it. So I think that this front page is fine, which means that the only part of the planner that I can't use is this very last bit here, which to me is great because that means I can use pretty much the entire planner. And then on the back there's a space where you can put your information if you lose your planner. And then here is the number, the serial number. So overall, I am very, very pleased with this. I'm very, very happy with this. Just to see how the pencil board fits into the weeks. So you can see that it fits into the planner where there's a tiny little bit of overhang, and you can't really see the squares through the paper, but everything's gridded anyway, so I don't think that's a big deal. It does go completely top to bottom, but it doesn't really stick out over the pages on the top, and so even if you were to close the Hobonichi, it doesn't really stick out of the book, which I think is great because the last thing you want with a weeks is for the pages to stick out. So even here with the today, you know, it's completely enclosed in the cover of the book, and it's only when you look at it that you can actually see where your marker is. So you could use this to mark where you are in your planner. There are two bookmarks, two ribbon bookmarks. I find that these bookmarks tend to fray really quickly, which bothers me. I like to use the bookmarks, but they do fray. So what I've done is trimmed it so that I have a really clean line, and then I've used a little bit of clear nail polish to seal the threads together so that they don't start unraveling on me. So I will probably do that for those ribbons as well. Oh, to see what the notebooks look like, as you can see, they fit really neatly into the planner. So I guess if you wanted to, you could have this pocket here, and then your notebook can actually fit into the pocket and hold your Hobonichi. There might be it might be a little bit of a struggle, but you could fit the entire, it looks like you really have to kind of push it in, but you could fit the entire notebook on the inside here and it wouldn't hang over, it looks like. So like I said, what I will probably do is in the back of my notes pages, if I need extra pages, I will probably neatly tear this out and then put it, actually kind of tape it into the inside of the planner like so, and just use a little bit of washi tape to tape that in. So that's how I'm thinking of using these notebooks. All right, so that is the week's planner and all of its accessories. And then I have the English version of the A6 Techo. So I did decide to get the little bear, the little Steiff on it. And it also says Steiff down here at the bottom. If we're looking at my unique Hobonichi Techo numbers, there it is. So everything in this Hobonichi Techo, because it's the English version, it's only going to be black or that kind of grayish black color and red, which I kind of like the semi-monochromatic or duochromatic tone to it. And like I said, I like this black cover. It says Hobo on the spine, 2019. It just looks nice and finished and polished. So here you have this kind of nice inner cover. It says Hobonichi Techo 2019 planner, and then you have the current year, or the year of this planner, 2019, and then the year afterwards, 2020. You do have a year at a glance, or it looks like 2 months on one page, kind of yearly planner, which I know some people might use for tracking. Then you have your month monthly pages. It starts with December 2018 and it goes all the way to, I believe, March 2020. There we are. What I like about the A6 and A5 planners is that once you get to 2020, it will tell you in big gray letters 2020 so that you're not accidentally writing in the wrong March, which I like. Then you have this page that says turning the page to a new year, so you can either reflect back on your previous year or think forward to what your goals are for the future year for the 2019. So you have 2 pages here. And then at the beginning of each month you have a lined page where you can, I guess, either do tracking of things or goals or maybe things that you really liked. You can put this as like a memory page. It just says coming up January, and then you have your daily pages. Everything is in English. You have the day of the week, the month, you have what week we're in. It tells you what part of the lunar calendar you're in. You have the little tabs on the right side so you can see what month you're in, and then you do have, it's kind of like a very, very minimalistic, like hourly timeline. So it does have a 12 here. So you could do one like midnight to 12 and then 12 to midnight and do some like timed tracking. It does have a little meal icon right here if you wanted to put your meals. But you could also ignore this and it'd be really easy for this to kind of blend into the background as well. It does, I also like that down at the bottom, it shows you what day in the week within the whole calendar you're looking at. And then the only other kind of unique thing is that Sunday is always going to be in red, but everything else is in black. So that goes on starting with January and going all the way to December. So dailies are just the 12 months. And then after the last day in December, you do have some note pages. These are red dot grid, which is a little bit unique. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full pages front and back. Then you have important contacts, international size charts, which is always interesting and I think useful, especially if you are traveling to different countries and possibly buying items, clothing in those countries. You have a conversion table, which I think can be useful, a very small ruler of centimeters and inches, and then some information on, it says traditional Japanese household items. Looks like 12 animals of the Japanese zodiac, world traditional sweets, international country codes or dialing codes, national holidays in different countries. That's interesting. It just gives you the dates. It doesn't tell you what the holidays are. And then your very last one is your personal notes, where you can include your information in case you lose your planner. So everything is in English. I think they have maximized the space to write in, and then these small little extra tidbits are, there's very few of them, so that way you don't feel like you are losing a whole lot of planner pages, right? Like this is very, very small and doesn't take up a whole lot of space. So that is my planner video. That is my Hobonichi unboxing video. Oh, that's not my entire Hobonichi unboxing video. So like I said, I have 2 pens. When you purchase from the Hobonichi website directly, you get the pen that goes with the planner. So I got one for the weeks and one for the Techo. And then when you get an A6 or an A5, you get the little bear, the little scary bear. And he's a paperweight, so he can just, you know, weigh your pages down as you're writing. He does have teeth. I actually think he's quite cute. My husband said he was scary, but I like him. He's cute. All right, so those are the items that I purchased from the Hobonichi website. One last thing I just wanted to quickly show you is that with the English version planner. It does have in English a little bit of information about the Techo planner and then about the special edition, the Steiff edition. So it mentions that in English, it looks like it has a Japanese translation as well, and then tells you about the planner on a different page. So I thought that those are nice additions, especially if you are giving this as a gift to someone who is not familiar with the Hobonichi company or with Steiff, then there's a little bit of background information in English for the person to reference. I also really like the silver foiling that we have going on here. And one thing I did notice is that the 2019 also has that silver foiling as well, which I really like. So that is my haul from Hobonichi. Let me know down below what you ended up getting. I know in my wish list video, some people were talking about things they were planning to get, but I'd actually like to know what you really ended up getting. This is what I got, and this is what I will be using for the year, for next year in 2019. Thanks so much for watching and supporting my channel. I will talk to you down in the comments and see you in the next video. Bye!